Today on Upfront, calls for change. An explosive body cam video shows the confrontation between Milwaukee police and a Bucks player. I'll ask Milwaukee Common Council President Ashanti Hamilton what, if any, changes are needed today on Upfront. Plus, Democratic candidate for governor Kelda Roys focusing on issues important to younger voters. And Democratic candidate for Attorney General Josh Kaul on what he'd do differently in the opioid crisis.
Covering the issues important to Wisconsin. This is Upfront with Mike Goucher.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Upfront. They've been out of power for years now in Wisconsin, but state Democrats think their fortunes are about to change. They won a special election for state senate in January, and they're optimistic about their chances in special elections for 2 more legislative seats. Those are set for June 12th. And the candidate Democrats preferred in last month's officially nonpartisan Supreme Court race also won. All of this is fueling Democratic optimism as the party heads into its state convention in Oshkosh this coming weekend. Today, we're talking with 2 candidates who will be seeking support at the convention. In a few minutes, I'll be speaking with the Democrat running for Attorney General, Attorney Josh Kaul. But we begin with Democratic candidate for governor, Kelda Roys of Madison. It's good to have you on the program.
Thank you, Mike. Good to be here.
So we've heard different Democrats in this race say the following. Paul Soglin said it's a 2-man race. It's him and it's Tony Evers. Tony Evers says it's a 1-person race. It's him. How do you see the race at this moment in time?
Well, I feel great about where we are. We continue to build momentum all over the state, and I think people are really responding to our positive, forward-looking message. I think a lot of people want to make this race about the governor, and I'm running because I care about the future of our state. I want Wisconsin to be a place of opportunity and fairness again. And it's really not about any of the other candidates or the governor. It's about my vision for our state.
Is that a difference from when you ran for office, for example, in 2012? You ran against Mark Pocan. It's a pretty tough campaign.
It was a tough
Did you
campaign.
learn from that? Has that affected the way you're campaigning in this race?
Absolutely. I mean, I learned from a lot of different experiences. I've been really fortunate to have great opportunities and successes as well as failures throughout my life in business and politics. And I try to always learn, from from those experiences. And that's why I feel so great about where we are now in this race.
What do you think will ultimately separate the candidates here? Because many of you share similar positions on issues. How do you make that distinction?
Well, I think one thing that sets me apart is that I have a great track record of turning big ideas into real results in terms of state policy. I have experience as a legislator and a legislative leader, working, for instance, to expand Badger Care access to 80,000 Wisconsinites who didn't have health care. And so my track record of actually getting things done in a bipartisan basis, I think, sets me apart. My business experience as well as legislative experience, and my focus on issues that I think are really important to Gen X and millennial voters, people in their 40s and 30s and 20s, like the issue of student loan debt, which is a crisis that has been ignored for far too long.
Let me ask you about Foxconn, because I saw you tweet about this the other day. There was a story in the Nikkei Asian Review story that essentially said Foxconn was changing its plans a little bit for its facility in Mount Pleasant, but then Foxconn came out and said, no, we're not changing our plans. We're committed to a $10 billion investment. We're committed to 13,000 jobs. You tweeted right after the story came out. This is exactly why it's so irresponsible to put all our hopes in one company. When Walker, the governor, signed the Foxconn contract, he ignored their long history of broken promises. It's clear that this deal is about his re-election, not the people of Wisconsin. The governor and Republicans say Democrats are rooting for the failure of this project. How do you respond to that?
Well, I'm a small business owner, and I want Wisconsin to be a great place for everyone to do business. But I think that what we've seen from the governor is that Foxconn was an irresponsible deal. There were not safeguards for taxpayers. The cost is astronomical. We still don't know the extent of the environmental damage that we could be in for. And so I think it's clear that if Governor Walker really had the interests of the people of the state at heart, he would have negotiated a much stronger contract for us. And as governor, that's certainly something I'm going to be focused on doing. But I also want to make sure that our state invests in small businesses, local homegrown innovators, whether it's family farmers or somebody like me who has an idea for an innovative tech company. We need these businesses to grow real family-supporting jobs in our state, not to be continuing these massive corporate welfare deals that can change on a dime.
Given what you just said about Foxconn, what kind of conversation would you have if you become Governor Royce? What kind of conversation would you have with Foxconn's chairman, Terry Goh? What would you say to him if you took office about the relationship you would have with Foxconn?
Well, I want Foxconn and every other business who comes to Wisconsin to have the opportunity to succeed, but I want to make sure that he follows our laws, and that means respecting our natural resources. That means following our labor laws and our court processes. And I want to make sure that the cost is not exorbitant for taxpayers. $4.5 billion and counting is simply too much to pay for this deal, and with no protections for workers and making sure that the benefits are actually going to accrue to Wisconsin workers and companies, I think that we need to address that.
You also tweeted this past week about the Sterling Brown videotape incidents. You said what happened to Sterling Brown, incidents like that are tearing communities apart, and we need to be committed to providing justice to all Wisconsinites. What could the governor of the state of Wisconsin do to change the situation, for example, involving Sterling Brown?
Well, there are certainly policy things that we can look at. My dad was in law enforcement and was a law enforcement officer, and he's always said that police officers are safe when they have the trust of the communities that they're serving. And that trust relationship is so important, and making sure that there's appropriate training and de-escalation for all officers, I think, is really important, because we saw in that incident that the officer really kind of came in hot and just escalated a situation that totally did not require it. And that's often the case in these situations that happen too frequently. But I also think that a change in tone is really important. We need a governor who's willing to stand up to the bigotry and racism that we have seen coming out of some of our leaders in Washington, not someone who's willing to go along with it for political gain. And I'm never going to be afraid to call out when someone is spewing hate for political gain, because I think that's wrong. We need to bring people together in this state. Kelda Roys is one of the Democratic candidates for governor in the state of Wisconsin this year. We appreciate your time. Thanks very much for being with us. Thank you. Next on Up Front, the Democrat running for Attorney General, why Josh Kaul says the Department of Justice has failed leadership. And later, take your hands out of your pockets now. Video of the arrest of a Milwaukee Bucks player sparks calls for change. What Milwaukee city leaders say needs to happen. That's when Up Front continues.
Up Front with Mike Goucher, brought to you by the American Transmission Company.